Okay, guys. So this is me tape reading DXY. So this is the dollar index. So like I said, I need to look at not just gold. I know gold is my primary market, but like it's important to develop the skill, and it's good to look at different charts as well, just to understand the market and get a better perspective, right? So first things first, we can look back here. Okay, we can see this turtle soup here, mitigation block. Price moved to the downside. Later on, price came back into this mitigation block, moved to the downside. You can see sweep of these highs. But let's look at more recent. So we're on the monthly time frame right here. So first thing I can clearly see is this equal highs right here. All right, I can clearly see these equal highs that eventually got taken out. All right, so that's liquidity right there, got taken out. The next thing I want to mark out is this equal lows here, right? So we can see this equal lows here, right? So this could be a level for price to come back into later on in the future. And you can see this is what we call liquidity void, right? You can see this huge move, right, of just bullish candles without any bearish candle, right? So this is a liquidity void, and we have some unfilled liquidity void right below this equal low. So this is definitely going to be a level that price will come back to in the future, maybe next year, maybe sometime this year, who knows? Maybe when the dollar crashes. So that being said, looking at more recent price action, right, we can also see a BC candle here, right? We can see price has dipped into that, right? We can see that price has dipped into this BC. Um, so this is a buy side inefficiencies, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency candle. That's the meaning of BC, right? You can study ICT material for better insights, for more insights on this. And that's just basically a fair value gap on a bullish candle. And whenever we see a fair value gap on a bearish candle like this is what we call a CB, right? So CB is sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, which means there's imbalance in the sell side and there's buy side inefficiency, meaning that where are the buy candles, right? This candle, this or we can refer to as displacement. You can see how this candle just move to the downside is one direction, right? Just like I talked about this liquidity void here, right? You can almost see we have something similar here, where you just have bearish candles here, right? So if we look, there's a potential for price to go back to fill that, right? So we're going to drop down to the weekly time frame. Maybe um, let's go back to the monthly and let me refine this CB. I want this CB to be visible on the weekly. And if we drop down to the weekly time frame, I also want this BC candle to be visible on the monthly as well, on the weekly. So let's drop down real quick to the weekly. And we can already see if we are to refine this, right, this would be what I would do right here, right? In terms of refining this, I can use this, right? I can use this. And what does this tell us, right? It tells us that if we eventually see price coming up, right? If price comes into this level, if we see indications of bullish strength, this could be a potential level, right? Because if we take a Fibonacci, let's take a Fibonacci real quick from this body, close of the those bodies to this one right here, right? If price was to reverse, we can see that this is within the optimal trade entry, right? Which is from this 62% retracement, 70.5 retracement, and the 79% retracement, right? This fair value gaps falls within that level, right? So this is considered as a premium PDRA, right? And you want to be selling from premium PDRAs, right? So if you're buying at a discount, you want to sell at premium, right? So this is a good level to target long. So if the dollar wants to go up, this could be a good level to target, right? And you could potentially get sell signals from here as well. Um, yes. So that's basically that. And now I can see something else here on the weekly time frame. And let me mark that out very, very quickly. So I can also see equal lows right here, right? Equal lows right here. So this is potential liquidity. Price could sweep. Now for this, we can see a liquidity void, but there's really no gap, right? There's really no gap here. So let me drop down to the daily time frame and see if we can find any fair value gaps within that level. And it's still um, what can we see in that zone, right? We have some little fair value gaps here. We have this other block here, right? We have this bullish order block here, and we have this one too. But we've seen this one tested before, and you can see how price reacted off of that level, right? Created this volume in, this liquidity void. Price came back to fill this liquidity void. We have a fair value gap here and another block here. So if I mark this out, if I mark out this fair value gap right here, and let me just pull it across, right? So we can see price has already been there, right? You can already see price has been in this fair value gap once, and you see the reaction from that, and price is here again. Is price going to continue to the upside, or is price going to fall below? And obviously we have another order block below here. So I'm going to get rid of this, and this is what I'll be looking at, right? I'll be looking at this order block as potential to see maybe if price wants to move and use this as a level. If we get maybe like a turtle soup, let's say we get a false break below this equal lows and price comes into this level, we could possibly see a reaction to the upside, right? So that's one possibility. Something else I can see right here, right? So we have this volume imbalance here between these two candles right here. Volume imbalance, and that's VI, volume imbalance, right? Volume imbalance. And what do we see here? Let's break down this price action, right? So this is a sweep of highs. So you can see these highs right here. Price broke above these highs. So what's that? This is a turtle soup, right? This is a turtle soup. False break to the upside, and then you see price move down. What do these two candles become? These two candles become a breaker block, right? These two candles become breaker block, right? We see price move below that, retest it, right? Retest the spikes above the breaker block, comes into the volume imbalance, right? So look at this. Let's take the Fibonacci of this move from this high to this low, right? This volume imbalance falls within the optimal trade entry, right? Optimal trade entry. So you can see that spike into the optimal trade entry, right? You can see the breaker block is aligning with volume with the equilibrium level and also with the 62%, right? Now we can also see something here. For an institutional swing point, ICT says what you need to see is this three bar pattern, right? Where you see one lower high, one higher high, and one lower high, right? So this is a clear indication of what? A swing high, right? This is a clear indication of a swing high. You have the volume imbalance, price came into that, have the breaker block. Now, what else do we have? We have this mitigation block, right? So mitigation block is when price fails to make a swing high. So this candle right here, this bullish candle failed to make a swing high, right? So now we have a lot of confluences in this area, right? Turtle soup, volume imbalance, breaker block, mitigation block, right? Or this is a swing failure, right? This is a swing failure. This is a stop run. You can see this bullish candle made a stop run, but this bullish candle made a swing failure. So this is what we call a mitigation block. All right, this is what we use as a mitigation block. And we can be targeting this mitigation block, right? What do we also see here? We have trend line liquidity right here, right? We have trend line liquidity here. So price could keep moving to the upside. We have a lot to move to the upside until we get into the mitigation block, right? So this is dollar. This is just me breaking dollar down on the higher time frame, right? Um, I'm going to hide this on the lower time frames, okay? I don't want this on the weekly. I don't want it on the monthly. I don't want this on the weekly. I don't want this on the monthly, but I want this on the 4 hour here. This also, I don't want this on the weekly or the monthly, right? So let's drop down to the 4 hour time frame to look at dollar. Okay. Um, Let me go back to the daily and let me make this visible, right? Down to the 4 hour. So you can see what I'm saying, right? So what do you see here? Do you see the do you see the trend line liquidity stacked, right? This is basically high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, right? When the market was in a downtrend. Now, if the market is shifting structure and is making lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, if price continues to move, right, all of this will be taken as buy side liquidity, right? So what do we see here? Let's look at price action, right? Now we saw price filling this BC, this BC candle right here. Price filled this BC candle right here after breaking these equal highs, right? Now look at these equal highs here. Price had taken out these equal highs before, moved down to the downside, came back to refill this gap, came back into this gap, right? Acted as support again and made higher prices, right? We can see where price came into this BC again, right? Use it as support, move to the upside, made this one again, move to the upside, right? We had a volume imbalance here, but price did not respect that, right? Price blew through this volume imbalance right here, as you can see, right? Move through it, almost used it as support, but just moved above it, right? So currently, if we look at price action right here, we're seeing price move to the upside continuously, right? And we're expecting to see continuous rallies to the upside. But price has the potential to, I'm not trying to call the direction per se, but I'm going to give it a shot, right? So the overall direction is looking bullish right now, right? And one thing is, seeing as price didn't use, hasn't retested here, right? This could, price could eventually maybe, price could probably one time, if price is to come back here, it could actually use this as support. And I'm not saying it's going to reverse from here, okay? I'm not saying that's going to happen. In fact, let me just do like, if price is ever to come in here, it could use this as support, right? So let me look at the hourly and see what we have on the hourly. On the hourly, we have this equal lows here. So this is giving an indication that price might want to, maybe price is overbought at this point and price just wants to move to the downside. We have this equal lows here. We have these other blocks here. We have this fair value gap, right? Um, so we can see where price came into, right? Price came into this other block right here, right? Price came into this other block is the support. Price created this fair value gap, and we have this equal lows, right? We have this equal lows right here. We have this fair value gap here, right? So this is the level that price could eventually come into. Now, what the price do here? We've seen a move above these highs, right? So this is what we usually see as a breaker, right? When we see a turtle soup, what's price doing here? Remember, look at the bodies of these candles, right? We've seen a candle's body close above the wicks, right? And now we're moving below that aggressively, right? So this could be a potential breaker forming right in front of our eyes. This could be a potential breaker block forming right in front of our eyes. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame. I want that to show on the minutes. So let's look at the 15-minute real quick. Okay. So look at this right here. Let me reframe the breaker block to these two candles right here. Look at this, right? So you can see what's happening right here with this these two down close candles, right? We have these highs. Did I just open up my calendar? We have these equal highs right here, and this is what we call turtle soup, right? This is why the turtle soup is such a powerful pattern, right? Even ICT says he loves trading the turtle soup, right? So we've seen a sweep of this high, right? Price pull down. Now, what do we call this? This is what we call a mitigation block, right? Because this is like a failure swing point. So if price eventually turns bearish, right, then this will be a mitigation block. So what we need to see is a candle's body close below this breaker block. So let me get rid of this. So this is not a confirmed breaker block yet, but it's a potential breaker block setup. And this is the 15-minute time frame. Obviously, we're not trading this because there's no higher time frame bias. And if I look closely, all I can see is price has made a sweep of liquidity, right? Price of liquidity. We can see this gap right here. If I take this gap and I pull it across, right? Price came in there, made a false move to the downside, pushed above here. So all I'm saying is that price took out these equal highs, right? Price took out these equal highs. Let me let me do it this way. So whenever price takes out equal highs, we know that liquidity has been run. And let me get rid of this one, right? So you can see clearly. When price runs equal highs, we know that liquidity has been taken. So maybe price wants to make a reversal, but we should be mindful of this candle. This candle could act as another block to take price to the upside. It could be another block, or it could be a breaker block, right? So if price closes below this candle's body, that is potentially a breaker block. If price comes here and reacts, and this acts as support, then that will be a potential order block, right? So I think, yeah, we have this CB candle here, right? So we have so many levels on the upside for price to come into. We have levels of imbalance. We have the mitigation block. Even within the mitigation block, we have another CB. So I'm not going to look at this one. This one is better off. Is better off to use this CB than this CB because this aligns with like a mitigation block. We have mitigation block, we have breaker block, volume imbalance. So we have many levels for price to aim into, right? Price just swept these equal highs, and on the 15 minutes right now, we have the potential to either form a breaker or this could act as support for price to continue to head to the upside. So this is my breakdown on DXY. Yeah, this is me journaling DXY, and I'm using ICT concepts, right? So this is meant to help me get better with reading price action. And the more I do this over a long period of time, the better I'll become. And you guys should try it too. So I'll see you guys in the next one.